I found my husband's secret family after his death. Now his other wife wants to meet me 3 months ago. I buried the man I thought I knew for 18 years. Now I am sitting in my car outside a coffee shop about to meet the woman who shared him with me without my knowledge. David died suddenly of an aneurysm at 46. I found his body in our home office when I brought him coffee one Sunday morning. One moment I was a happily married interior designer with a beautiful home in Portland. The next I was a widow planning a funeral. The first sign something was wrong came when only half the people I expected showed up at the service. His childhood friends, his college roommate, even his cousin Mark Part all mysteriously absent. I assumed they couldn't make it on short notice and was too grief-stricken to question it. Then came the call from a bank I'd never heard of about an account I didn't know existed. The manager was confused when I couldn't answer security questions about an address in Seattle perned 3 hours from our Portland home. Mrs. Reynolds, we need to close the joint account. Your husband had automatic payments set up for a mortgage and utilities at the Seattle property. My husband didn't own property in Seattle. At least that's what I thought. I drove to Seattle the next day using the address from the bank. I expected some investment property or maybe his secret man cave. What I found was a modest blue Craftsman with a swing set in the yard and a woman watering flowers on the porch. She looked about my age, maybe younger when she saw me. Her face changed, apparent not surprise but recognition. You must be Catherine, she said quietly. I am Melissa. My husband had two lives, for 12 years. Melissa had photos of them together dating back to 2011. They had an 11-year-old daughter, Emma. In her reality, David was a software consultant who traveled to Portland 3 days a week for work. In my reality, he was a software consultant who traveled to Seattle 3 days a week for client meetings. The perfect symmetry of his deception was breathtaking. Two homes exactly 3 hours apart. Two wives who both worked flexible hours and appreciated independence. Two separate groups of friends who never overlapped. I left Melissa's house that day without meeting Emma, who was at school. I drove home in a daze, pulled over twice to vomit on the highway shoulder. For weeks I've been piecing together the elaborate architecture of David's double life, the separate phone, the carefully maintained calendar, the work friends who were actually friends from his other life instructed never to call unless scheduled. I found receipts for identical birthday gifts bought for both of us. Eppered he'd taken us to the same restaurants in different cities. Even used the same pet names for both of us. Yesterday Melissa texted me. Emma keeps asking about her dad's other family. I think we should talk for her sake. So here I am, watching through the window as Melissa sits alone at a corner table. She looks as nervous as I feel. Here's a small gift bag on the table. I should hate this woman, but strangely I don't. We're both victims of the same elaborate fraud, both grieving not just a husband, but the life we thought we had. As I reach for my car door handle, my wedding ring catches the light. I haven't taken it off yet. Neither has she. Periton, I can see the gold band on her finger from here. I am about to meet my husband's other wife, the woman who knew a completely different version of the man I loved, and somehow I think understanding her half of David might be the only way I'll ever make sense of who he really was. The strangest part, I am almost looking forward to it.